Welcome friends, this is the 12th part of this video series on the topic of multithreading in Java. In the previous video, we saw that what the problem occurs when a resource is shared between multiple threads. So the thread synchronization means only one thread at a time can access a method. Synchronization is desirable when a resource is shared by multiple threads, and to use the resource in a mutually exclusive manner we need to understand the concept of synchronization. So for this purpose, now let's do a simple program to understand the same situation. I have decided to create a myReader class which will take input from the console and two threads as name reader and mail reader. Both the thread will have an object of myReader class as a shared object, and the name reader and mail reader both will try to get name and email ID with the help of reader object. So let's see what the problem will occur and how to solve with the help of synchronization concept. Let us create a Java file as syncdemo.java. Now I'm creating a class as myReader and import java.io.all so that we can get input from console. And now I am adding a buffer reader and a method as string get data with a message to display about what the user has to enter. So first of all we will display the message so that user will enter the corresponding value, and then we will use buffer reader object to read the value given by the user and store into a variable data. Now since readline method needs exception handling, so we will add a block and finally return the data which is given by the user at the time of input. Now we need to initialize the buffer reader, so I am adding a constructor and then var is equal to new buffer reader new input stream reader, and then the console system.in. Let us do compile and test that is there any compilation problem. Here no need to redeclare the variable, recompile, and the compilation is successful. Now let us create two threads. First one is class name reader extends thread with a data member as reader of myReader class, and the constructor to initialize it and then now call the reader method to get data with the message, please enter your name, and the return value I will keep into the variable name and say hello to the name. And now doing copy the same code and make a new thread for taking mail, and the name is mail reader, the constructor is mail reader, and the run method I am changing the variable name, and please enter your, instead of name, please enter your mail ID, email, and just display I got your mail ID as email ID. Let's recompile the program and test whether there is any error. Okay, there is some spelling problem. String, and here also. Recompile the program. Everything is okay. So now we have our reader class, a name reader thread, and a mail reader thread. Now let us create a public class sync demo with main method, and here we will create an object of my reader class, and then create the name reader object by passing the reader object, and the mail reader object by passing the reader object into the constructor of mail reader. In this way, we have two threads, name reader and mail reader, with a shared resource of reader object. Now we will start both the thread nr.start method and mr.start. So in this way I have started both the threads. Let us see after doing all these things what will happen. The reader object will be shared by both the threads, and both the threads are started. So since threads are independent, so the run method of both the thread will execute simultaneously, and both will try to get the data. But the problem is which one has to give the data, because both the threads are asking their values. So let's see the problem here by compiling once again, compilation, and then run the program. Started their execution and wait and in waiting position to get their corresponding data. The mail reader is asking for email ID and the name reader is asking for name. This has happened because this reader object is shared by both the threads. So here in this way, so we can give our corresponding data and it will give the result. But this is not good because we have to remember the sequence. So what's the problem? That the shared resource reader object must be used by only one thread at a time. That is, we need a control over the object, or we need to monitor the object which is in critical section. And in this case, the get data method is used by both the threads. So if we will try to synchronize, so this is the section in critical section and is used by both the threads. If we will synchronize this method, then only one thread can access this method and other has to wait. So the solution is to add synchronized keyword just before a method declaration. So let us recompile and see whether the problem is sorted out or not. Compilation successful, and then execution. You can see here that please enter your name, and now the mail reader is waiting until I will enter or give input to the name reader thread. I am giving the value. Now mail ID is asked by the mail reader, and now I will provide the next one data, and now it's looking good because both the threads are sharing the resource and using one by one, that is in mutual exclusive manner. One more way is there to synchronize the object that I will discuss in next video session. Till then, thank you very much and have a good day.
Thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe to be in touch with your favorite channel, Java Mitra.